For our risk management plan, we identified risks and assessed them on a scale from 1 to 5 for both impact and likelihood and multiplied these together to give us our risk rating. Each individual risk was organised into 5 main categories of technical, external, organisational, project management and others, according to the PMBOK guide. These risks are then described with their potential impact on the job. This completes the first risk management table that we completed. For our second risk management table, we identified mitigations and controls for each individual risk. We did this by using 4 techniques of mitigation, avoidance, transfer, and risk acceptance. Using these mitigations and controls, we then reassess the impact and likelihood of each impact to result in our final residual ranking.
Hi, my name is Shanit and I'll be taking you over the scheduling aspects of the Northside Storage Tunnel project. First and foremost, I would like to show you our work breakdown structure. This helps us identify and detail all tasks into groups that belong to separate parts of the project. As you can see, we separate the tasks into pre-construction, procurement, construction works, preparation for handover, and finally post-construction. In order to create the schedule, several assumptions had to be made. Work hours were set to be from 8 to 5 with a half-an-hour break Monday to Friday. Procurement activities was assumed to be carried out as planned with no major disruption to schedule or budgeted costs. Subcontracting out all construction tasks will be done to ensure that contractors are well experienced and qualified to complete all tasks within the duration. Finally, no major external effects such as weather is assumed to have an impact on the schedule. Detailed explanation of all assumptions will be provided in the project management report. This is a summary of our Gantt chart. As you can see, all the tasks are broken down into several subtasks. The tasks will assign predecessors depending on the order of the tasks that will be completed. As you can see, the estimated duration of the project is to be 418 days. Now we'll be taking you over the costing aspects of the project. Here you can see a summary of the costs that will incur throughout the course of the project. Fixed costs are estimated to be 932 million, with total costs adding up to 935 million. Here you can see the hourly costs for the resources. All rates were referenced from the Cordell's cost guide. All the hourly costs add up to be the total cost for the resources required for the completion of the project. Due to the very complex nature of a tunneling project and the inability to estimate costs through hourly rates, to estimate the fixed costs of the tunneling process, we have adopted the cost model that was initially proposed by Jamal Rostami. We assumed the excavation to be of mixed nature. The length of the tunnel was set to be 22 kilometers with an average external diameter of 10 meters. Following calculations, the fixed costs were estimated to be 717 million. We increased the cost by 30% to allow for any contingency as advised in the cost model proposed. The final estimate of the cost is $932 million.
Workplace health and safety is a system which involves management of risk factors for the health and safety of people in the workplace. Initially it consumes time and money, but it is crucial in maintaining a safe work environment. Work health and safety is responsible on the following people: site supervisors, safety coordinators, workers, and subcontractors. Mitigating WHS and environmental risks. It is important to comprehend all risks involved and produce the appropriate controls for each risk. The environmental and WH risks identified must be reduced by applying controls. To ensure these controls are acknowledged, the site crew must sign on to the SWIMS prior to beginning work.
The site management plan for the Northside Storage Tunnel project will include site-specific constraints, environmental and stakeholder management, construction WHS, and industry relations. Site-specific constraints will include plant access and traffic management, equipment and material storage both on and off site, as well as workplace facilities and site services. The environmental plan will cover aspects of waste management, water quality, noise and vibration, traffic management, as well as overflow due to the temporary pumps working at reduced capacities and the temporary closure of tunnels. The following tables will show some of the key stakeholders for this project. To ensure effective engagement, there will be continuous communication with all stakeholders through various methods as outlined. Due to the large scale of the project, there will be many WHS factors that will need to be taken into consideration. These include the use of heavy machinery, correct use of PPE and safety awareness, on-site safety, etc. And the following slide outlines the approach to ensure positive relationships for this project.
The Northside Storage Tunnel project will be constantly monitored and controlled throughout its life cycle by employing a number of processes and tools. Key performance indicators were developed for this project, encapsulating the essential metrics for the project's success. The KPIs, while broader than the PIs, will allow us to effectively benchmark project progression against similar projects. These KPIs are separated from the PIs based on their ability to monitor the project's progression regarding the developed objectives, as well as possessing targets, such as milestones. These KPIs will be monitored on a weekly or monthly basis. A few of our developed PIs are listed here, documenting task progression, and will be monitored more frequently than the KPIs on an hourly or daily basis. Potential tunnel construction drawbacks will be mitigated by the preventative and corrective measures using our quality control and assurance plans. This will include site inspections, qualified and experienced work employment, steel concrete soil testings, and so on. Changes to our baseline scope are considered to be almost inevitable. The frequency and magnitude of these changes will be mitigated by the development of a detailed scope statement with continual feedback from the client in order to set a scope board and prevent unnecessary work. Like schedule and cost controls, the baselines will be consistently monitored utilizing the digital programs to adjust work breakdown structures and baselines, opting for a more flexible response to change. Weekly and monthly meetings will be scheduled to document deviations and to discuss corrective and mitigation measures. We believe the communication is key to the project's success, which is why we encourage communication between employees of all magnitudes to pass down project plans as well as to make developing issues more recognised.
For our handover, we identified our needs throughout the different stages of a project handover, as seen on the left. Some of the major issues to do with our project are related to the technicality of the project being a water storage tunnel. For example, some of the issues arising in the handover to the owner were having unspecified requirements for closure, financial issues, and undefined roles and responsibilities between the project management team and the owner during and post-handover. These issues were addressed in the relevant handover stages. For example, the specific requirements that need to be met before the handover are agreed upon in the contract completion phase. Some major issues that may arise in the commissioning of this structure include the maintenance and defects. As we have decided to use a practical completion, any defects within the first 12 months post-handover will be addressed by us. This will lead to a smoother handover to the owner.